folks, welcome back to NASCAR Heat 5. It has been a hot minute. For those of you who go to the community tab or are part of the Discord, you know what I've been working on. And that was the fact that building the mod for the Cup Series was a full build. 40 cars, 40 drivers, 320 custom files that I had to create and add manually for the entire series to be done. Therefore, I delayed running these last two races here so we can smoothly transition right into the Cup Series, and it starts right now. All right, we've got Martinsville Short Track, one of two remaining races. I had to reset the length. Remember, I turn it down because I'm finishing up the Cup Series right now, but we're in a nice spot. So anyway, 125 laps at Martinsville Short Track. We are in the final race, the finales, but we've got to run this race first before we can be hopefully crowned champion in the next episode. We don't know. Anything can happen, and we'll find out, but we got to get this race done. So let's get out there. We'll select our car. It's going to be a 100 overall car. We'll get out there, put down some practice laps, shake the rust off, and get ready for this race. We hit our practice goal. We did a really good job there. I think we might have it. Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Hold on. Yeah, we have a shot at getting our first ever pole position. This is something I have only dreamed of in this league, but I adjusted the brake sensitivity, and it actually turned out that turning up the brake sensitivity helped me to be able to not slide the tires as much because I was jamming on the brakes to have them react at all. So it's running better now. So anyway, let me go out there, put down this qualifying lap, hopefully not screw it up so we can end up in a pole position. And here we go, qualifying lap now underway. And as I'm saying that, I missed my turn completely. So we will not get the pole position. It actually took me longer to say qualifying lap now underway than it did for me to get to my braking point, and I screwed it all up. Dang it! That makes me so mad. Oh, I'm smiling, but I'm not happy. All right, top 10, top 5, and then we'll go through subscriber drivers, sorry. Jeremiah Graham, Casey Kane, Max Cost are your subscriber drivers in the top 5. David Childhouse, 6th. Eliza Bethel, 8th. Timothy Mathis, 9th. Bryce Egan, 11th. John Perez, 12th. AJ Hale, 13th. Gary Norton, 15th. Michael Chavez, 18th. Matthias Espinoza, 19th. Lane Tiberghien, 20th. Taylor Carpenter, 21st. Matt Malone, 25th. Bernardo de Oliveira, 29th. Rajah Stout, 34th. And Parker Smith, 36th. There we go, 125 laps under the lights. Sam Mayer, he's been dominant all weekend long. Austin Hill goes to the back after changing his engine post-qualifying. Brandon Jones crashed during qualifying, so he's in a backup car. In the back, we look like we're in a backup car. We're all white with black and red numbers. But we just raced our last race all black, so I thought I would switch it up a little bit. We are underway. Looks like 34 laps in the first stage. And we have John Perez jumping to our inside right away. We're going to be able to clear him coming out of turn number 2. But we're riding this high line, which of course is not really the preferred line right now. If I could get a nice run off, I might be able to get in front of Perez, which I do. Right now he's diving inside. We run hard into Bryce Egan. That is my fault. I can run this way faster, and I just didn't think about the driver in front of me. He slammed on his brakes way early.
Careful, still there. Hold your line, go on inside. Clear high, bud.
Egan jumping to the inside to take the spot back from us. He is a playoff driver trying to get into that championship race.
Still there. Hold your line, got one inside.
See if I can work this on the outside and get around Cole Custer and dive in behind Max Cost here without running through him. He is a rival, so of course The goal is to continue to work on that relationship. We did get our other car out of rival status. He is the only rival we have left in this series, so I'd love to get him out of being rival. For the Cup Series, we have not removed any rivals, which sucks, but I also made sure that the rivals are all non-user drivers. So what that does for us is allows us to battle it out with the subscriber drivers without having any of that hate. Some of the subscriber drivers are angry with us, but I mean that can be fixed pretty easily.
You got room. You're clear. All right, you're clear then.
Max Cos and myself making our way up to the front of the pack, and it's going quite well as I get on the brakes just enough to avoid running into him, though, and I really think I can. This is going to go poorly, I'm sure, but yeah. Oh, wow. Especially on the short track, he's just going to plow through us. I don't foresee us fixing any relationships today.
Careful, still there.
Dang.
Got a car coming inside now.
No. I just, to get around Cost, we're going to have to take a beating, I think, on the inside. Unless I roll the corner way farther out than him. And we get to the fender of Sam Mayer, which we didn't do. So now, well, maybe we can here. Hug Sam Mayer tight so he can't just roll the corner. And there we go. All right. It was about as clean as we could have possibly done that. And Mayer bounces off of us. We're going to lose all that positioning. And Cost gets right around us. I need to get to the inside to finish him off, I think.
Hold your line.
Of course, we're going to try it again here.
You got room.
All right.
You're clear there. Car outside,
We're going to get
hold your
blasted by Cost. He will not brake for us here. And that's something we have to think about as well. Really need to get to the inside of Mayer before the turn. And we will.
line. You're all clear up top.
Which is awesome. Because that puts us up into the lead. Where we should have started the race off at. 23 left in stage number 1. We are starting to see some of that lap traffic show up at the end of, or at the beginning of turn number 3. So about a straightaway in front of us before we start to contest with some of that lap traffic.
Wow, that's bad.
Got into the 19s again, so that would have been pole qualifying time had I not been an idiot. We are pulling away from max cost right now, looking good for us. Though that wasn't a great lap. We've got a smoking car in front of us. Looks like a lot of damage on that 53 front end. Yes, there was. Must be smoking from that. Cost is going to pile drive into us going into the turn because we hit the curb. We were paying way too much attention to Jeremiah Graham's car. So that went poorly for us as we're going to get to the outside of Parker Smith. Nope, I lied. We're going to jump to his inside. And we got Bradshaw Stout. We've got some other cars jumping in. Looks like, what the crap? As Cost forces the issue. Jumps to our inside. I don't see it's going to work for him, though, as we're going to jump to the out. Come on, slow down enough. Wow. We should not have had to slow down that much, but okay. Let me pay attention a little bit here. Schildhaus just got in the pits. I don't know if his day's over. Nope, he's coming out of the pits right now, but he's going to come out at least 2 laps down. Oh, no, he's just now getting to his pit stall. Never mind. We've got 3 cars. 3 cars that are on pit road. Remember, I turned off that real sensitive cautions, so if there's not a huge pile up, they're not calling the caution. I cannot get away from Max Cost all of a sudden, though. We are halfway, as he just said, through the stage, which means I'm going to speed it up because I need to focus and see if I can put down some excellent laps and put some separation between me and Max Cost, because we've had too much contact today, which is only ruining our relationship further. Well, that's the way we like to do that. We had a huge lead over second place. We put the top 8, or no, everybody but the top 8 down a lap on that run. That is amazing.
Ready?
It's so funny how this was our most challenging, one of our most challenging tracks on Dirt to Daytona. But here, whoa, Gary Norton.
Got one inside.
Not really much he could do there. I did slam on the brakes really hard.
Clear low, clear low.
He has more time to react that time. Anyway, yeah, so this was our most challenging, probably by far actually the most challenging track we had on
Clear on the bottom there.
Dirt to Daytona, and this is one of our best short tracks here.
Car there on the inside.
I'd say Bristol and Martinsville were very hard tracks on Dirt to Daytona, but on this game they're way easier. We've got 2 playoff drivers in the top 5 aside from us, so 3 out of the 5 drivers are in the playoffs. So Bryce Egan, Max Koss trying to get into that Final 4 with us. We have already won a race, guaranteeing us a spot in the Final 4. I believe that the other 4 drivers in the final, or no, 3 drivers I mean in the Final 4 are subscriber drivers. So that's a cool little thing to have happen. We've got that. It'll be our next episode as we'll take our talents to Phoenix and see what we can do there. As you can see, we calmed down a little bit. We've been able to have a nice drive away. Looks like,
Wow, that's fast.
oh, look at us dominating. Looks like Jeremiah Graham's the only car out of this race. Another sad one for that Xfinity team. He's got a new car in the Cup Series, hoping that he has better fortunes.
Wow, that's fast.
Oh, we just keep getting better until I said that, because now we're going to have a bad lap. But Matt Kens is sitting in second place. Gary Norton in third. We're driving pretty well. I think we're already going to start to see some of the cars. Yes, we are. They're about a half a lap or straight away in front of us, I guess. Doesn't take a ton to catch them. Looks like stage 3, the final stage, will be a long one, though. Probably 70-something laps or 60-something laps versus the 30-plus laps we've done. Looks like Norton has dropped back a bit while Matt Kenseth has kind of maintained his positioning so far. And actually, if we have a problem getting around Tommy Joe Martins or anybody, we're going to have an issue trying to deal with this. Sorry, I'm just trying not to mess up. .23 left in stage number 2 as we are catching Tommy Joe. Shouldn't be a problem getting around him as we'll continue to increase our lead over Matt Kenseth.
Clear high, clear high.
But Tommy Joe Martin's running that high line, allowing the leaders to just get right through. So that's not great. AJ Hale right there. Almost all of the drivers in the Xfinity that are subscriber drivers did make the transition to the Cup Series. We had 2 drivers that really didn't stay involved, and so they didn't make it to the Cup Series. They've been replaced with new drivers.
Still there? Clear all around.
Tiana Holiday is a new driver, and Malachi Thomas is a new driver. You'll be seeing them in the new Cup Series coming up after this championship. You'll see the first race will be the Daytona 500.
20 laps to go.
This next season for the Xfinity Series, if we win in our next race in the championship race, will be our final season if we're able to pull out a victory in the or pull out another championship. My rule is 2 championships, so if we get a championship next season, then we'll be done with the Xfinity Series and only focusing on the Cup Series. But the next season should probably be pretty long because we've got 33 races here, 36 races there, for a total of 69 races. And that's 3 or 4 episodes a week, barring that nothing comes up in the interim. That's a couple months for a season, which will be great. Will be great. And then we'll do the Cup Series. Hopefully we'll get the championship next year in the Xfinity Series, so we'll be able to get out of the Xfinity Series, and then we are vying for 2 championships in the Cup Series, which I don't think we're going to really be pushing for at least 2 seasons. Maybe not. We might be pushing for it in the second season, depending on how well we do. The AI Cup drivers that are non-subscriber drivers are special. They're not all equal. They're not all the same. I based some of the stuff on their victories, where they had wins at, and other things I based on was the driver that they took over as well. But they're all pretty good. They're going to get better as well. They're not maxed out. They'll never be maxed out, just like this series they aren't maxed out, but they have gotten better. So that'll be something that I continue to do. Probably for those drivers, it'll be yearly, not like I do with the upgrades, where it's every 8 races. Anyway, though, we're more than halfway through this stage, so let's go ahead and speed things up. We'll be back on the mic with you at the end of stage number 2. That's what we like. 2 up, 2 down. We get ready for stage number 3, our final stage of this race.
Drive safe, be smart, keep your head on straight. Be ready here.
And here we go, getting up through the gears as we get to turn number 1. Good. Run into by Perez a little there. It's all right. We got a little damage on the back end. Doesn't matter in short track racing anyway. We are battling it out with Matt Kenseth and John Perez. Max Cost, another playoff driver, sitting in 5th place. We got 52 left in this race. We're going to go for about 10. Then we're going to speed it up for probably 30 laps. And then we'll come back with about 10 to go. There'll be no pit stop here. Stages took care of that, so we're all right with that, I suppose. We'll see if we can drive away Gary Norton, passing Max Cost to get into the top 5. He's had a really good race. He's had a number of good races this season, actually, and really came together later as the season continued on, and he continued to upgrade his race car driver. And now that team is poised to battle it out for a victory or for a playoff appearance next year, as they're just showing the strength of that team in these last handful of playoff races, where they've been up around the front, really, for a number of them. Sometimes things haven't panned out. I think they won the pole a couple races. It's been 3 weeks since I recorded, but I think they won a pole a couple races ago and then had a DNF. But just showing the strength of the team overall, being able to get on pole, as you know, is a big deal, because I can't do it for some reason. But, we're out here doing the best that we can. We got John Perez. He's right there in tow. Matt Kenseth, about his 2nd back now, is big for us. So hopefully, with about 42 to go, we will have pulled away from these cars a little. Max Cost battling it out with Gary Norton there. A couple 3.5 seconds back. He just leaped up into the top 5 for a moment, and Norton took the spot right back, so that's good. Not really driving away from Perez or Kenseth. They're remaining within that 2nd or half-second area. And I touched the wall a little bit, which slowed us up, but we get a good drive off here. It should be pretty nice. Maybe not. We'll be all right. It's just a matter of time. We can see it looked like AJ Hale there in the back. I think he having a bit of a tough go at it. He's got a new car. All the drivers, we won't have any late because we had some drivers that showed up in the Xfinity series replacing other drivers later. So they were a little bit off a pace as far as getting their cars upgraded to being able to compete with all these other drivers. However, in the Cup Series, that won't be the case. So it'll just depend on where they decide to put their upgrade points as to how competitive they are with the other drivers for probably the first 2 seasons. And then I should expect that everyone will be pretty close to maxed out as we're pushing for championships. We'll be battling it out with them and a bunch of historical drivers as we went through, and every AI driver in the Cup Series is a championship driver from history, whether it be last year or it be Bobby Allison, Cale Yarborough, I gotta think of some of the drivers. Richard Petty is there. Dale Earnhardt's there. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is not there. He does not have a championship. So some cars didn't make it, obviously, with having some of the drivers here that are subscriber drivers. We have 20 and 20, or 21 if you including me, and then 19, I think, of the other drivers. I can't remember, but regardless, it'll be a lot of fun to see some of those cars out there that are in modern cars with their old school paint schemes. Those are all done. Just finished the mod. Actually, right before I recorded this race, I did some updates to it based on, I gave everybody 20 bonus points to kind of separate their driver from the other drivers and put into one discipline. So there will be some cars that are a little bit faster than other cars right from the start in certain types of races. Got another smoking car on the track. Looks like that one is going to be Timothy Mathis coming off the track. We have gotten into lap traffic, and hopefully we can take advantage of that. But it looks like Perez has followed us to the outside lane.
Clear low, bud. Got a car low now. All right, you're clear.
And here we are, under 42 to go, so we're going to speed things up. And we'll be back on the mic with you, I mean, probably with about 10 to go. We were looking at, well, I wasn't seeing Gary Norton there. I was seeing Max Costa in the top 5 and trying to lap him. Taylor Carpenter, he sees himself back on the lead lap, and he's at 7. Good for him.
Be ready.
Having a nice race for that team. Another one of those late bloomers.
Clear high, bud. Got one peak Peeking outside. Clear high, clear high.
Look at that, 12 to go in the race. We'll keep you with us here. Max Cost sitting in third, John Perez in fourth. Cost was looking at getting lapped just a little bit ago. Now he's looking at fighting to be a top 3, maybe even a top 2 driver. And if we screw up, as Matt Kenseth is right behind us, we could be in a really bad spot as well. We'll see what happens. I mean, all we have to do is hit our marks, and we should walk home with a victory, walk away with a victory. I say walk home. That's weird. It's looking good. It's looking good. We had a faster car in practice than everybody. Had I not screwed up qualifying, we would have started on pole and led every lap in this race probably, but we haven't had a rocket ship like this in a while. Part of it has to do with us being, our team has momentum, so on top of having a maxed out car, we also have a 10% boost. Not my best set of turns there. Tires are more worn than they've been in the race before. We only went 30-something laps on previous tires, and I feel like we've already done that on this set, so they're a little more worn, but we'll be all right. Actually, quite a bit more worn. We've gone 40-something laps. We had 52 when we started this, and I think we have 8 to go, 7 to go right now. Yeah, 7 to go, so we've got a full cycle. We're fine. I just had to adjust for it and not try to race as hard as possible, and I don't need to race as hard as possible. Got a 2.5 lead, starting to see the tail end of the cars. Again, about a straightaway in front of us. We'll probably get to them before the end of the race, but as long as we have a decent lead over Kenseth, I don't foresee it being an issue. Unfortunate for Perez, he has dropped out of the top 5, which is not great for him. But as long as he's in front of the other playoff drivers, it should put him in the finals, which is next week. So we'll find out after this race who is racing for a championship in the next race. Well, I know Eliza Bethel was one of the top drivers, and she is having a horrible race. She is back here. Schildhaus is back here. Got a couple of the better drivers in our league running in the back of the pack for this one. Not a great day for them. Looking to just pack their cars up and head home. Maybe some of them aren't thinking about Xfinity anymore. Maybe they're already starting to think about the Cup Series. But they're going to be out here for at least one more season, so they better tighten those belt straps and see what they can do in the next season to put themselves in the best possible situation to make the playoffs again and potentially push me out of a championship again.
Still there? All right, you're clear.
Final lap. Now here, we've got a nice lead over Kenseth. We've got some cars between us and him anyway, so even if we weren't able to get around Parker Smith here, which we are, we had Brennan Poole right behind us at the time. We would have been fine. We'll come out of turn number 4, and we'll come home here at Martinsville Speedway with another victory. 105 beautiful speed rating. Sure, we'll burn her down. There it is. I like that camera. Oh, yeah. Loving this. Blew the engine. Beautiful. What a race. We come home with the victory. Matt Kenseth second. Max Cost third. Sam Mayer fourth. That was your pole winner. You had a good race. Gary Norton 5th. Like I said during the race, Norton, he's gonna show out next season, I think. John Perez does come in 6th. Taylor Carpenter, awesome race, comes in 7th. Matt Malone has had a great season, kind of fallen off as of late. He comes in the top 10 and 9th. Bryce Egan, 11th. I think that might have given him securement to the Final Four, but I'm not sure. We'll find out in a minute. Casey Kane, 12th. Matthias Espinoza, good finish in 13th. Bernardo de Oliveira, again, another team that newer to the group. Top 15 and 14th place. Great job there. Michael Chavez, 22nd. Lane Tibergen, playoff driver, 23rd. Not a great showing for a short track king like him. Eliza Bethel, another great driver in the playoffs. Not a great showing, 27th. AJ Hale, one of the newer drivers, comes in 28th. He's actually had a pretty good showing for the last few races, so not a strong finish. 30th place, Bradshaw Stout. That's pretty standard. David Schildhaus, another really top driver in our series, and he drops it down into the 32nd position. Look for him to turn it around, hopefully next week at his old home track in Phoenix, Arizona. Anyway, Parker Smith, 33rd. Timothy Mathis, 35th. And Jeremiah Graham did not finish as well in 36th place. Tough luck for those two drivers. Here is your Final Four. Myself, Eliza Bethel, John Perez, Max Koss will battle it out at Phoenix. Looks like Bryce Egan, Lane Tibergen, other two subscriber drivers just missing out. Only 2 points separated those two drivers, but unfortunately 21 points and 23 points separated them from that 4th place spot. Brian Ellis, Brennan Poole, non-subscriber drivers that were in the playoffs made it to the round of 8, unable to and convincingly unable to get themselves into the Final Four. There it is, folks, the first place trophy from Walmart. They went on down there in Martinsville, picked one up, said, here you go, congratulations. We'll take it. Fastest lap of the race goes to us. We knew that was going to happen. Most laps led. That's right, it's still us. Dominated. On the move, Alfredo, 31st to 15th. Good run. Tough break, we knew it. Jeremiah Graham, he was your pole winner. My apologies. And he finished last place. That team in the Cup Series is going to do a lot better. Let me just say that, because I think I put them on it. There's nothing that tells me how the teams are going to end up, and he has had some of the worst luck. We have advanced to the championship round. That'll be one race that we have that'll hopefully crown us as the champions. Finish our incentive contract too. That's a big win. $124,000 in the Xfinity Series. Tony Savoy advances to the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship for amazing. There we go. Taylor Carpenter saying, what up? Nice, nice, nice. Matthias Espinoza. Love you too, buddy. David Schildhaus. Thank you, sir. Cole Custer. Another friend. Another nice words. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Friend. Also polite. Matt Kenseth. Last person. Just kidding. Brandon Jones. Wow. Eliza Bethel. Oh, she's a friend now. She was happy. Now she's a friend. Love to see it. And she was the last one on the list. I think that puts us at over 30 friends in this series, which is incredible. You know it, folks. In the next episode, we will be seeing us in the Desert Diamond Casino West Valley 200 at Phoenix Raceway, the diamond of them all, as we are racing for a championship. But, folks, that is going to do it for this episode. I'd like to take a moment to say thank you so very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And until next time, and of course, as always, you take care.